Today I'm going to be showing you what's in our recycling bin. Julie suggested that we've got a lot of empty bottles here from the last couple of weeks, and she thought it'd be a good idea to show you what we've been drinking and say whether or not we're going to buy it again. So I liked the idea of that, and so let's get right to it. We have several whiskeys in here of totally different types, and here we go. We're going to start off with something very unusual, and we've had this bottle since 2021. This is a Four Roses single barrel strength. And we got this one at Bend South Liquor a couple of years ago, and it was bottled October 2020, aged 9 years, 6 months, recipe OBSV. Very, very unusual and rare bottle. Absolutely fantastic, and Oregon tends to get one of these recipes every single year. We've gotten the last two as well, and this is definitely a buy for us. Even though it's $80, it's about 120 proof, and just such a great, delicious bottle. Very unusual. One of those things that you never ever see, but totally worth it. Next up is something very, very unusual indeed. It's an Irish whiskey, and this is Clonakilty. It's a single barrel from Trailhead Liquor here in Bend, Oregon. I know they still have some of this. The original cask was bourbon, and then it was finished in cognac casks. This one is 57.1 alcohol by volume. What is that, 114.2 proof? Cask finished by Clonakilty, and this has been a very, very good bottle. If we buy a bottle and then finish it within 3 to 6 months, that's kind of unusual. We kind of have a lot of bottles, and this is one that just kind of hit my palate over and over and over again. I was walking past our bourbon and rye collection a lot to get to this bottle. I don't know if I'm going to buy another one right off the bat, simply because we have kind of a lot of Irish whiskey in the house right now, and we don't have a ton of room, so I should probably finish another Irish before I buy another Irish. That's how I feel about this one. I'll take the risk, but if there's more when I've got room for it, I'll definitely buy this one again. Next up is a bit of a classic, and it's Knob Creek 9. Obviously, this is just a little guy here, 100 proof, one of the more well-known values in bourbon, one of the more readily available bottles in bourbon, and we don't always keep this one on the shelf. Part of the reason for that is, we're on the road all the time. We go to a lot of bars, a lot of liquor stores. Sometimes in those backroads locations, the only bourbon that they have is Knob Creek 9. So it's not something we keep around a lot because we wind up drinking it a lot when we're out and about. This one was purchased specifically for a flight about 6 months ago, and we finally finished it off. So again, not something we keep on the shelf, but certainly a solid bottle, and for that $30-ish price that you're purchasing this for, it's definitely one that if you've never tried it, you certainly should. 2 more bottles yet to go, and this one is yet another Jim Beam product, just like that Knob Creek. This is their single barrel, and this is 108 proof. This is not a bottle that's available locally. We bought this in Kentucky a couple of years ago, and we got it for $27. I don't know what the price is on this these days, but if I could get this 108 proof bottle for under $30, no matter where I go, this is one that I would always keep on my shelf, and we'll keep our eyes open for it in our travels, because at 108 proof for that price, I look at this one as sort of a baby Baker's 7, and we love Baker's 7, so getting this for under 30 bucks is a real steal. I think that this Jim Beam single barrel is fantastic. I really wish we could get it here, but we will get it next time we're on the road and we see it. Lastly is a bottle that was recommended to us a whole bunch of times. It's Michter's Small Batch Unblended American Whiskey. This is a bottle that doesn't come to town here very frequently. It showed up, we bought it just under 50 bucks. It is 83.4 proof, and so we didn't expect much from this bottle, and honestly the first couple pours of it, I was a little bit let down. I was expecting more from it. So we brought it to a July 4th party because I wasn't sure what I thought about it, and people started pouring it and loving it, and then I had a couple pours of it and realized that the more oxygen got in there, the better this bottle was. And so this Michter's Small Batch Unblended American Whiskey, if we get another opportunity to purchase it, I think we will. I know that I've seen this on the road for $40 or less. $50, a little bit steep for this one. We have a lot of American whiskeys on the shelf right now, so I wouldn't reserve a spot for this one and say that it's an always buy, but if we're on the road and we see this one for $40 or less, I do think that I would buy this again, because ultimately I really enjoyed this bottle. I found a ton of oak as we got further down in the bottle, a lot of leather, and a lot to like. So if you've not had the unblended American whiskey and you've been avoiding it because of that low proof point, I think it's worth a shot, and I really wound up enjoying this one. So that's all the bottles that are in the recycling bin right now, and let us know, what have you polished off lately? What bottle surprised you the most recently? And from wherever we are to wherever you are, cheers.